Hey, what's up guys, it's Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you today is Tekken's patch notes for update 3.31. And without further ado, I'm sure you guys want to know what it is, so we'll just get right into it. So Hwarong, for his button command, which is shown on the screen, is decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the second land hits. Kazuya, for the attack shown on screen, is reverted to the moves tracking to version 3.21. Devil Jin also has reverted the moves tracking to version 3.21. Katerina has changed the frame advantage upon hit from +1 frame to +4 frames. She also has Doring Harrier change the opponent's behavior when the move lands as a counter hit and reduce the strength of the pushback that made the move easier to land. For this move, she also has changed the frame advantage upon hit from +2 frames to +4 frames. The next move, changed the frame advantage upon hit from -1 frame to +1 frame. And then changed the frame advantage when guarded from +1 to +5 frames. She also has, when crouching, changed the frame advantage upon hit from ±0 frames to +1 frame. Lucky Chloe was affected by the following changes. This move, after proper timing, changed the damage from 20 to 23, increased the input window for blank, depending on your console, by 2 frames. Her down double attack is changed the damage from 10-5-5 to 5-5-5, so that first initial hit only does 5 damage. And the first to third hit will now chain together. The next move change for her, change the opponent's behavior when the move lands as a counter hit. And Gigas actually got hit with quite a few changes. So, again, I'm showing them on screen, so please follow along with the moves as I'm reading them. Change the frame advantage from +8 frames to +9 frames when the move lands as a counter hit. Decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move lands as a counter hit. The move will now chain together when the first hit lands as a counter hit. And during Golem setup, change the frame advantage when guarded from -8 frames to ±0 frames. Decrease the distance between the character and opponent when the move is guarded. And shorten the recovery time by 3 frames upon hit. His hold forward move. Change the damage from 20 to 25. 2 of his while rising moves were both affected. The first being change the input window for second hit from 16 frames to 25 frames. And the second move as well, change the input window for the second hit from 16 to 25 frames. Now during a sidestep, change the frame advantage when guarded from -12 frames to -9 frames. And he's finished for his. The next set of changes we have are for Eliza. She has 3 changes as the following. During her Moon Glide move, shorten the recovery time by 4 frames upon hit. During this version of the During Moon Glide, change the damage from 20 to 15. Change the opponent's behavior when hit. This backwards tracking move increased the movement's tracking. And then this combo for Geese has actually been fixed as well, which fixed an issue in which the opponent's behavior when hit in midair was different than on ground. Leroy, once again in this patch, has several new fixes. During Hermit, decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move is guarded. Leroy diagonal down and up. Change the frame advantage from when guarded to -1 frames to -3 frames. Change the frame advantage upon hit from +5 frames to +3 frames. Another downward diagonal move. Change the frame advantage when guarded from -6 frames to -9 frames. And change the frame advantage upon hit from +6 frames to +3 frames. Seems like all of his directional diagonal down moves have been affected. Change the damage from 16 to 14. Change the damage from 17 to 14. Change the frame advantage when guarded from -12 frames to -15 frames. Change the frame advantage upon hit from -1 frame to -4 frames. and an up directional move. Change the frame advantage when guarded from minus 10 frames to minus 14 frames, and increase the recovery time by 2 frames upon being hit. So it looks like Leroy again has been super nerfed, so I guess he's still a danger to the online community. I don't really see that big of a difference, but these changes are, I guess, requested or needed or have been reported, so therefore they are being changed. Fakum Ram, who was just recently released, has 3 fixes for him, where during rage is diagonal down. Change the frame advantage upon being hit from plus or minus 0 frames to minus 3 frames. During rage, directional up. Fix an issue in which damage upon hit deferred from the intended damage under certain conditions, and while approaching the enemy with his downward diagonal move. Fix an issue in which the input window for escaping throws was different than the other characters. So hopefully this guys keeps you update on the new patches that are still constantly being released. I do try to get the game patch notes out for the people that that want them. I understand they're not the most popular videos, but I do see that some people use them and some people like them. So I just wanted to keep you abreast of the situation for this 3.31 patch. If there are any more patches that are released, I will obviously make videos on them. Thank you for watching. Leave any comments if you think that these nerfs were necessary or if they shouldn't be implemented, especially for characters like Leroy, who's been heavily nerfed since his release and has not really gained too many buffs. Do you think that's fair for the competitive scene, or do you think it's just, again, changing the game to, I guess, rebalance it to cater to esports? That being said, we're going to bring this video to a close. I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, peace.